My dear KEPhSA family, leaders in training, the executive committee, chapter leaders, mentors, and every student was chosen to step into the arena of leadership. I'm speaking to you today not from the conference hall as I'd hoped, but from a place of deep honor and responsibility. As your patron, nothing would have given me greater joy than to sit among you, to see the fire in your eyes, and to shake the hands of those who have said, I will lead. Since I cannot be there in body, I have asked to be there in spirit through this short video. Because what I want to say to you cannot be reduced to a simple greeting. This is a charge. This is an ignition to you today. Let me begin with a confession. In my early years, I thought leadership was a title. I thought it was a person at the front of the room with a microphone. But no, I was wrong. Now, leadership is the person who stays behind to pack up the chairs and still has energy to plan the next meeting without complaining. Leadership is the person who is exhausted from the exams, yet still shows up for that project meeting. Leadership is you. Now, many of you may be afraid. Not afraid of failing, but being ordinary. You may be afraid that your time as a student leader will be forgotten the moment you graduate. Let me free you from that today. I'd like to free you from that fear. The great management expert, one that I read a lot about, Peter Drucker, once said, management is doing things right, but leadership is doing the right things. As a leader, you must always get it right, but you must do it right. And doing the right thing is rarely glamorous. It is rarely praised in real time. But let me tell you what you are actually doing by being a leader today and at this time. You are learning to negotiate when you have no power. You are learning to inspire when you have no budget. You are learning to solve problems when no one is watching. That is not student leadership. That is you getting ready to step into the bigger and more impactful roles. Because you will never know how to manage a $1 million budget tomorrow if you cannot manage a 10,000 Kenya shilling budget today. The pharmaceutical landscape in Kenya and across this continent does not need more people who can fill prescriptions perfectly. No. We need people who can lead teams. We need people who can advocate for patients who cannot speak for themselves. We need people who can look at a broken system and say, not on my watch. That person is you, being built and being built right now. Now, there's a quote I like referring to whenever I feel overwhelmed. It is from a leader who knew what it meant to lose everything for a cause. Nelson Mandela once said, it always seems impossible until it is done. Think about that. Whatever challenge your leadership team is facing right now, probably low turnout at the events, conflict among members, some team members not performing optimally, pressure from academics, feeling like no one really appreciates you. It may feel impossible. But impossible is just an opinion. It's not a fact. So when you stand in front of your peers and propose a new initiative, and they look at you with skepticism, that is your impossible moment. When you write that report at 1 a.m. after studying pharmacology all day long, that is your impossible moment. And here's the secret. The moment is the entire point. Because the minute you do it anyway, the minute you choose courage over comfort, you expand what is possible for everyone who comes after you. Now I want to challenge you. Most people will tell you to work harder, but I'm not going to do that, at least not today. What I'm going to tell you is to lead differently. The late Maya Angelou, a great author and poet, once said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Ask yourself this: how do you make your team feel? Do they feel seen? Do they feel safe to fail, knowing that you will not unnecessarily judge them? Do they feel that you genuinely care about them as a human being, not just a volunteer or a member of that committee or a member of the exco? Because here is the hard truth about leadership. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you leave this symposium with nothing else, live with this. Your legacy will not be the events that you organized. Your legacy will be the leaders that you grow. Who on your committee is quiet? I challenge you today, go talk to them. Who feels invisible? Give them some task that brings out the hidden strengths within them. That is not just a soft skill. It is a strategic mastery of leadership. And let me speak directly to your future career prospects, even as pharmacists in waiting, because I know that is on your mind. In a few months or in a few years, you will be applying for an internship, applying for an entry-level position, or a management role. While your degree may get you the interview, it is your leadership stories that will get you the job. Every conflict you resolved as a student leader, that is a case study in HR. Every budget you balanced, that is financial literacy. Every time you motivated an exhausted team at 6 p.m., trying to convince them to spare some extra time after class, that is emotional intelligence. A global author and researcher, Dan Brown, says, you cannot get to courage without walking through vulnerability. So be vulnerable. Admit when you don't know the answer. Ask for help. Say I was wrong. Apologize to the team. I promise you, and this I promise you as your mentor and as your patron, the leader who is real will always outlast the leader who pretends to be perfect. So here's my charge to you today in this Leaders in Training program. When you walk back into your class, into your labs, when you go back to school, do not wait for permission to lead. Do not wait for a title. Do not wait until you graduate. No. Lead now. Lead with integrity, lead with kindness, and lead with a stubborn, unshakable belief that the future of pharmacy in this country is brighter because you're in it. I may not be in the room with you today, but I'm watching and I'm cheering as your patron. I cannot wait to see the pharmacists, the leaders, and the change makers you will become. Go make mistakes. Go build things that fail. Then build again and build again. And always remember, a leader is not someone who has all the answers. A leader is someone who helps others to find their own way. Thank you very much for the honor of being your patron, and enjoy every minute of this LIT program or LIT symposium. I charge you today, lead on. God bless you.